Yeah, I just went really easy half around there with him. I didn't want to do too much with him, and I just want to make sure that he still, you know, has a lot of energy. He's going over the ground really well. Looks real healthy, and he's really held his weight pretty well, especially for a horse that shipped twice to Arkansas, and then came back here and ran the Derby, and he still looks really healthy. So that's what you want to see this time of year.
So you did this to make sure you were go for Baltimore.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that he's hitting the ground well, and he looks like he's enjoying himself out there, and so I don't see anything that would make me want to change my mind or anything. So I think we want to go up there and make sure that he's really hitting on all cylinders, and it's gonna. We don't want to go up there and embarrass ourselves, so we're looking good today. The way the field is shaping up, I mean, it's a big field. Looks like it's going to be a big field, and they're all pretty well, still pretty even bunch. As we saw in the Derby, they're all right there, sort of like, that's why there was so much traffic. They all have the same style, so you still have to get really lucky.
You're the likely favorite.
Yeah, probably. I'm just going to inherit it, I think, and so, but I wouldn't say he's like a heavy favorite. It's still wide open, but I think that Improbable, I think he's, he still needs to get away. For some reason, he has trouble at first 100 yards. He scrambles a little bit. For a horse that has as much natural speed as he has, it takes him a while to get going. And the other day in the Derby, he was right behind those horses, and when maximum security slowed it down the backside, it was like everybody was bottled up behind, so everybody was just bottled up there. So, but it was one of those things where, he never really, he was in fifth and stayed fifth the whole way. There was just no moving. So I think the break, pole position, and the break's still very important for him. Yeah, we won't have any of the Derby winners in there. So, so we're going to be, it's still going to be an exciting race. I think people show up, it's still, to me, it's still an important race.
What's Preakness mean to you? I mean, one more win and you break out of a tie with, was it Robert Walden back in the 1800s or whatever?
I'm tied?
You're tied.
Oh, really?
7.
For Preakness wins?
Yes.
Really?
You'd be the all-time Preakness winner.
I don't know. I couldn't get by Ben Jones, so I don't know. I got to get by Ben Jones first. You know what? I just enjoy going to these races. I like the Preakness because of all of them. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of pressure's off. We go in there and have a good time and just enjoy Baltimore.
Should more people in your business enjoy the Preakness?
Yeah, I think the Preakness is very. I think all the classics are really enjoyable. It's just a different type of race. It's all about the 3-year-olds, and because like the Breeders' Cup is like the Olympics, different division. But these classics, it's all about those same 3-year-olds, and I think there's a lot of new shooters in here that look tough. There's a couple there's a hometown horse. Really good. That horse from Golden Gate, another twist. I think he's a really good horse too. So it's not a gimme. This race is going to be. I'm not going in there feeling like I know I have the heavy muscle. I think I have a really good horse, but it's pretty. It's a pretty tough race, and so we'll just, as long as we're doing well and see what he does, and hope the weather holds up. I'd like it to be a nice dry track for once.
There's been kind of a hangover in the sport. Does this help the sport move past the Derby hangover?
Yeah, I think once we get through it. I mean, it was unfortunate what happened in the Derby, and so that was crazy. The most bizarre ending I've ever seen to it. I never thought I'd see that, but we have to move on, and so we'll just have to just look forward to the next, like Bill Belichick says, it's on to Baltimore. I think what Improbable is, he handled the race really well the other day, and but he came out of it really well. And that's the thing about him. I think the shorter distance is going to help him. Mile and a quarter might be stretching him, but you know what? For a horse that that has run so many times, man, he doesn't look like he's run, you know. So I'm really happy with the way he's moving. But the thing about his mechanics, he's really light on his feet, and so he doesn't really struggle. And we'll see how he handles Pimlico. I mean, he looked great today. You know, he didn't do much today. He just cruised around there really easy. But I don't want to do a whole lot with him. So, but I'm happy with the way he went today.